How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Worth the Watch, where I'll go over different movies or series to determine whether you should give them a go or not. How this works is I'll divide the review into sections depending on what the series either excels at or struggles with. At the end, I'll rank it out of 20, 20 being the best media I've ever consumed, and a 1 being something I wish I never saw. All major spoilers will have warnings. If you've already seen this series, stick around to see if you agree with me, and remember, these are just my opinions, we all have them. With that out of the way, this is Worth the Watch, the Acolyte edition. Oh, you actually thought there was a story going on in here. Run! You fucking idiot. There is no plot. Fight me! Okay, yeah, there is a plot, but it just so happens it is one of the worst constructed ones I have ever seen. If you really want me to talk about it, fine, I'll talk about it. So, The Acolyte is a tale of two sisters, one of them being Osha and the other May. The two of them were separated at an early age during a dark and evil night. It's time for the two sisters to reconnect and for Osha to learn the truth of her past and the Jedi. Doesn't sound too bad when I say it like that, but trust me, I'm not doing the show any justice here. The events of The Acolyte take place 100 years before the events of the first 3 Star Wars films. Usually, when you make a past story set in a fictional universe, you do so to build off of the stories that already happened. Did The Acolyte build off of any other Star Wars stories? No. If anything, it's actually damaged them. I realize it's really hard for me to talk about The Acolyte in a spoiler-free video because normally I kind of just try and say what the show is about without giving away key details. But it feels like The Acolyte is about nothing. They thought they were being deep, they thought they had some cool morals going on, and they thought they created a narrative with twists and turns, but in reality they fell flat on all accounts. That's the best way to describe this show. Flat and bland. I was left confused constantly during this show. Not because of clever twists, but because I had no idea what was going on. You know, when you're writing a story, usually you lead people to feel a certain way about a character or what's about to happen. An example of this is making the audience dread something that's about to come. By using music, cinematography, acting, and foreshadowing. I never felt anything like that during The Acolyte. Okay, maybe there's like a few scenes here and there, but for the most part, they failed to set up any of their dramatic moments. Most of the time, when an episode ended, I was left scratching my head to the point where it bled because the story was fucking dead. Bars. Seriously though, when an episode ends, you should be asking in excitement, what is going to happen? Because you've either been left on a cliffhanger or you've been given enough information to guess what kind of craziness will follow in next week's episode. But with The Acolyte, I guess they just forgot to build anything up for the next episode, so I never cared. I truly had no idea where the plot was going because we only take action at the beginning of the next episode. Only once did we leave on a decent cliffhanger, but it was an easy one because it was setting up an action sequence. To sum that all up quickly, nothing felt real. Now, you might be saying, it's Star Wars, it shouldn't feel real, but that is not what I mean. None of the characters or plot points had any depth. It was completely surface level stuff. That means I didn't believe any of them were real people. That leads to little or no emotional connection with the characters. Let's take a look at someone like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hello there.
The prequels had horrible writing too, but still, someone like Obi-Wan feels like a real character because of consistency and minor details that build up. His comedy, the way he speaks, his flaws, and his past make all of his decisions feel believable. In The Acolyte, it feels like anyone could make any decision in order for the plot to progress. To make someone feel real, it's all in the little details. And guess what? I cannot tell you one about our main character. She's good with technology, I guess, but so is May apparently. She likes to talk to people. Groundbreaking stuff, I know. Things just happen in the Acolyte, so other things can just happen with no thought at all. This show, I think, may have the most boring characters I've ever seen. When it comes to bad television, oh, that's a spider. You've got to go, mate. Oh, fuck, where'd it go? Damn it, no. No, fuck. How did it vanish? I killed a different spider instead. The real threat is still at large. When it comes to the plot, normally I chalk bad television up to poor execution, which is true here, but even the concepts are shaky at best. All I gotta say is, what the hell was Disney thinking? Did they even watch the show? Shockingly, the fights in the Acolyte are kind of phenomenal. I hate to say it, but this is the first time since Revenge of the Sith, I believe, that we've actually had a good lightsaber fight. Live action, of course. I'm not talking about the GOAT here. But yeah, I was getting into these fight scenes. Whoever did the choreography for these fights should be given a medal. They're the only saving grace for the show. The lightsabers were actually moving fast, and the actors looked comfortable doing the crazy tricks. Also, they did something I've always wanted to see. Hand-to-hand combat. I always thought that Jedi fistfights would be cool because the Force could, create some badass impact. And, they did a pretty good job with it. My only complaint is that they did it too much. That should be a Jedi's last resort because it takes away from their elegance a bit. Another big thing that levels up the quality of a fight scene is how the combatants interact with the environment. You may not notice, but watching someone fight in a complex arena is usually way more interesting than a barren field. The Acolyte had that in mind and either kept characters moving through areas or would set up a cool shot using the environment in combat. Just something I noticed and I thought was kind of dope. So yeah, the Acolyte actually has some really cool action sequences. The only thing bringing them down though, and it's kind of a biggie, is the fact that I didn't give a shit about any of the characters in the fights. Can we please get a good Star Wars story with this level of choreography? It's all I want, just please. Alrighty, so honestly, I don't know what else to say about the show, so I'm heading into a spoiler section. If you want to see my final rankings for The Acolyte, go to this timestamp right here. Here. Okay, this is gonna be a lightning round, baby. I'm gonna be all over the place here. First thing, our main characters are anything but characters. Osha and May are horrible. Every decision they make comes out of left field. May, she hates the Jedi. May goes for a nice walk. May, she thinks to herself real quick, I really hate the Jedi. They killed my mommy. May, 5 seconds later, says to herself, you know what? I've had a change of heart. I think I'm gonna turn myself in. Hope they go easy on me in Jedi jail. Why? I don't know. It's her lifelong dream and she switched up within the matter of seconds. I couldn't tell you what was going on there. Osha goes from good person, her only character trait, to full-on dark side within one episode. And no, I do not count the episode with her and the Sith guy as dark side development, because it was dumb. There was no reason for her to be enticed to the dark side at all. This guy just brutally murdered all of your friends, convinced your sister to brutally murder your mentors, and almost brutally murdered Soul, who you care about? So why are you talking to him? Yeah, she tried to fight him once, but then she got manipulated? I shouldn't even say that because he didn't say anything that should have been thought-provoking to her. He basically just said, the Jedi are assholes too, from a certain point of view. All he did was not kill her, and he got naked once. I guess that's enough for Osha to be on the fence. Also, they were trying to frame the dark side as kind of like the right choice for Osha, and it makes sense why she got pushed to it, but it didn't work at all. I kept forgetting that the Jedi were supposed to be bad guys in this story. They really did not make me feel like the Jedi did something horrific. Not bad enough to off yourself over, at least. Like, what the fuck was that? It's true, they should not have been in the Jedi Temple. Mostly because their reason for going was really lame and undercooked. Soul, he was just kind of like, this place, it gives me the heebie-jeebies. And then the Padawan was like, I want to go home? But when Soul killed the Mother Talzin wannabe, they kind of framed it like he was protecting May. Her freaky magic crap looked like it was going towards May, and so he stopped it. I guess that's bad, but, you know, give it a few years. This looks like a regular Tuesday night for the Jedi then. When the mother died, and she whispers in Soul's ear, I was going to let her go. Why didn't you just say that at the start and stop all the fighting? It doesn't make any sense. They really wanted the Jedi to look messed up, and it failed miserably. For those of you that were mad about how the Acolyte affects other Star Wars stories, you're completely valid. I guess the writers were just kind of like, hey, you know that Anakin guy? The one that everyone loves, and he's basically one of the most popular characters in the franchise? Yeah, I know him. What about him? Okay, hear me out. Fuck, this is gonna be so sick. You know how he was born from the Force? Yeah, duh. That's what makes him so unique and the chosen one. So everyone loved that, right? What if we steal that idea and make our main characters be born from the Force too? That's really good. That's really good. That is good. How did I not think of that? What the right? That is good. If it worked for Anakin, why won't it work for Osha and May? Whoa. Hey guys, I know I'm just the intern here, but don't you think that would piss fans off just a little bit? What? How would that piss off fans? What are you talking about, dude? Well, I'm just thinking here. That's a massive part to Anakin's story and the Clone Wars as a whole. If we say it already happened, not once, but twice, that'll take away from how special Anakin was meant to be. And also, I'm not trying to be a nerd here, but I'm pretty sure you can't create life by using the Force. Plagueis tried to do that, but he failed. Anakin was a response from the Force itself to balance out what Plagueis was doing. Who's this Plagueis guy? That's Palpatine's master. Huh. Palpatine's master, you say? Okay, hear me out. I got another idea. What if in season 2, because we're obviously getting a second season, Plagueis is Osha's master? That's good. That's also good. That's also really good. Okay, so that spoiler bit went way longer than it meant to, so let's just cut to the chase here. I'm ranking things out of 20 now instead of the recommendations like I did in the last episode, because it gets the point across a lot better. The Acolyte is barely scraping by with a 5 out of 20. And the only reason it's getting a 5 is because of the action and some rare, cool visuals. The narrative is soulless, and the characters are empty husks. The Acolyte, besides the action, is boring. The worst thing any form of media can be. Well, that's the end of the video. If you enjoyed, leave a like, comment, or subscribe. And I guess just have yourselves a wonderful rest of your morning, evening, or night. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Ciao.